Folks, in my 20 years inside this league, I've seen a lot of transfers, a lot of blockbuster trades, a lot of whispers swirling behind closed doors. But I'm telling you right now, what's happening behind the scenes in Detroit, what I've uncovered, defies logic, shatters expectations, and could very well rewrite the course of this franchise's history. What I'm about to reveal will blow your mind, and trust me, if it's true, and from what I've gathered, it is. This isn't just a rumor. It's a seismic shift coming straight from the inside, and if it happens, it will shake the NFL to its core. But here's the catch. I've seen things like this before, and they're often veiled in secrecy until the last moment. Right now, an incredible deal is being crafted, a deal that involves one player no one in Detroit's fan base is even talking about yet. That player is Olu Fashanu. Before I go further, I need you to do two things. No, three things. Smash that subscribe button, hit your like, and smash that bell. Because what I'm about to unload isn't just speculation. It's a carefully assembled puzzle from my trusted sources, insiders with access to league-wide negotiations. If you want to be in the know before it explodes, stay tuned. Because there's a secret so wild, so unprecedented, it will change everything you thought you knew. Only those tuned in now will get the full picture, and trust me, you'll want to be on the right side of history because this story, this chain of events, will be talked about in NFL circles for decades. Let me take you back. I've been in this game long enough to know that the NFL is a chessboard, and sometimes a single move can completely flip the game on its head. Detroit, a team that's been riding high with Dan Campbell at the helm, just finished a peculiar 9-8 season. The NFC North was a brutal battleground, but for the Lions, the real story isn't just about last year's struggles. It's about what's coming next, and what's being secretly negotiated behind the scenes. Now I've uncovered whispers, deep, encrypted whispers, about the Lions eyeing a move so audacious that it practically smells like a league-wide game-changer. And it involves a player that's been shining brightly for the Jets, Olu Fashanu. Yes, that same young offensive tackle who's been transforming into an elite blindside protector, a franchise cornerstone in the making. But how could that possibly happen? Why would the Lions, a team with an emerging offensive line and an entirely new coaching staff, go after a player like Fashanu? And what's the real motive behind such a blockbuster? Let's start with the cracks in Detroit's armor. Their offensive line was not what it used to be in 2025. Despite flashes of promise, the depth and consistency were lacking. Dan Campbell's team has been proud of their grit. Remember their historic 2023 season. But the reality is, the line that once was a strength now showed vulnerabilities. Injuries, inexperience, and frequent penalties hampered their pass protection. Their run game, while still formidable, suffered when the OL wasn't performing at peak levels. And in this league, protection of the quarterback isn't just a priority, it's a necessity. Jared Goff, despite a decent 2025 season, isn't young anymore, and the Lions know it. They need a game-changer on that front, someone who can lock down the blindside for the next decade. Now I want you to visualize this. What if the Lions, who are known for their bold moves, decide to push all in? What if they see a window opening with their young core, especially with a superstar like Goff still in his prime, and say, you know what? We're going all in for a title run. And to do that, the missing piece might just be an elite left tackle, someone who can elevate the entire offense, protect for the next 10 years, and turn the division into their personal playground. Enter Olu Fashanu. Now I know what you're thinking. Fashanu, isn't he with the Jets? Yes, as of January 23, 2026, Fashanu is still a Jet. But in this business, everything is fluid: contracts, team needs, front office strategies. And the more I dug, the more I found that the interest from Detroit is not just idle curiosity. It's serious. League insiders are whispering about a trade package that is being finely tuned, one that would send a substantial bounty back to New York, including players, future picks, and possibly a cash component. The question is, how do they pull it off? Here's how. The Jets, fresh off their own rebuild, are looking for draft capital, especially picks in this year's draft and next year, to continue shaping their roster around Aaron Rodgers' successor. Olu Fashanu is young, ascending, and under contract through 2026. High value for a team in Detroit trying to build a sustained NFC North powerhouse. The Jets, having invested heavily in their offensive line, would want a significant return, possibly a combination of a first-round pick, a young player, and a conditional future selection. And to make it all happen, the trade would need to be complex: cap gymnastics, salary adjustments, negotiations with agents, and league approval. From a cap perspective, Fasciano's rookie deal is still relatively manageable, but with his rising value, the Jets might be looking to pivot and create space. The Lions, on their end, are sitting on a smorgasbord of assets: mid-round picks, cap space, and a young core that now, with another elite blocker, could make a real run at the NFC crown. They're also likely to sweeten the pot with a player or two to make the deal irresistible, perhaps a linebacker or a cornerback with upside, or a future pick in a deep draft. But it's not just about the draft picks or salary cap gymnastics. It's about the fit. Will Fasciano mesh with Detroit's new offensive system? Can his elite pass protection translate seamlessly into the Lions' scheme? The answer, based on film studies and advanced metrics, is a resounding yes. Let me take you inside the film room. Fasciano's game film is nothing short of extraordinary. His footwork is polished, elite even, allowing him to mirror speed rushers and handle bull rushes with a calm, calculated style. His athleticism is glaringly obvious when you watch his quickset technique, footwork that's almost ballet-like for a 66, 312-pound athlete. His lateral movement is phenomenal, and he's shown immense growth. Losing the plantar fasciitis issue from 2024, he's now more explosive out of his stance than ever. If you watch his tape from the last 6 games of 2025, it's clear he's no longer just a promising talent. He's an absolute game wrecker in pass protection. Opposing defenders had minimal success, allowing just 5 pressures on 132 snaps in his recent stretch, numbers that put him among the best in the league. Analytics back this up. His pass-blocking efficiency, according to PFF, ranks him in the 95th percentile among tackles. His run-blocking grade has also improved dramatically, making him a versatile all-around linchpin. What scouts love about Fasciano is his upside, the ceiling that still looms large. His first year, he looked raw, but by the end of 2025, he's evolved into a reliable, technically sound, top-tier tackle. And let me tell you, league insiders, scouts, GM execs are buzzing about his potential to develop into a future All-Pro. Now I've analyzed his weaknesses too. Early in 2025, he struggled with consistency, pressure rates spiked, penalties crept in, but he cleaned that up in the second half of the season. His injury in 2024 set him back, but the resilience he's shown since then is what separates true stars from mere prospects. The NFL community is starting to see him as a future franchise LT, a cornerstone around which a team can build a dominant offense. And here's the kicker. Because the Jets are deep into their rebuild, and with a quarterback like Rodgers pushing the front office to keep their window open, Fasciano could be the piece that tips the scales, if the price is right. That's why Detroit's front office, led by GM Brad Holmes, is lurking. They need a player like Olu Fasciano to lift their offense, to secure their future, and to give Dan Campbell a battle-tested cornerstone for years to come. So how would this trade actually work? It's a negotiation. The Lions, hungry for a true franchise left tackle, are prepared to offer a first-round pick, possibly this year's number 17 overall, and a young player with upside, maybe a corner or linebacker to sweeten the deal. The Jets, seeking multiple picks and to clear salary space, could land their future LT and still have the assets to pursue other key moves this offseason. The trade mechanics are intricate. The Lions would need to coordinate with the league office, ensure salary cap compliance, and strike a deal that satisfies both sides. But I've spoken to insiders who say that the groundwork has been laid already. It's a matter of when, not if. The only obstacle is making sure the players and teams are aligned, strategically, financially, and emotionally. Now, why does this fit so seamlessly? Well, Detroit's offensive scheme under Campbell and OC Drew Petzing emphasizes versatility and athleticism on the line, precisely Fasciano's strengths. His ability to mirror speed rushers and anchor in the pass game makes him an ideal fit. Compare him to other elite tackles, Trent Williams, Andrew Thomas. Fasciano offers similar traits with a much younger prime ahead. His upside rivals the best, and he's just entering his second NFL season. The projection. If this trade happens, the Lions instantly jump into the upper echelon of offensive lines in the NFL. Goff will have more confidence, the run game will thrive, and their offensive architecture will be built for long-term success. That means NFC North dominance, playoff runs, and maybe even a Super Bowl window opening wider than ever before. But I'm not just throwing hype around. The analytics, the film, the whispers, they all point to one undeniable truth. Olu Fashanu is the missing piece for a Lions team hungry for glory. And if this deal drops, it will be remembered as one of the boldest, smartest moves of the 2026 offseason. Now I want you to ask yourself, what if this isn't just a rumor? What if the Lions, with their deep pockets and relentless pursuit of excellence, actually pull the trigger? The NFL landscape could be transformed overnight. The question isn't whether it happens, it's whether you're ready to witness history right now as it begins to unfold. So stay locked in because what I'm revealing here is just the beginning. The dominoes are aligned and the moment is imminent. The NFL may never be the same again, and it all hinges on one young, talented, rising star, Olu Fashanu. Keep your eyes peeled. The biggest trade of 2026 could be happening, and you're among the first to know exactly how, why, and what's next.